Okay? So we always talk about Elijah and the food and the bread and the oil and all the stuff that ran out. But the very next story is where the real treasure of this is that she needed to trust God, and God would do for her great things, greater than bread and oil. And look what happened in verse number 17. Now it happened after these things that the son of the woman who owned the house became sick. Just because you're obedient to God doesn't mean that bad things are not going to happen. I'm going to say it again. Just because you're obedient to God doesn't mean that bad things are not going to happen. Sometimes the devil hits you harder because you're trying to be obedient. Bad things happen because you're trying to serve the Lord. Trouble comes your way because you're trying to be subservient and obedient to the Lord and worship Him and put Him first. These things will come because the devil wants to tear you down. That's the reality of life. That's the reality of life. Are you going to stand for God only when the flower keeps coming? Or are you going to stand for God when the kid dies? Which one? How's it going to work out? But you see, God set the pace for her, right? He had her step out in faith in a small thing, and then she had to step out in faith in a big thing. And she was prepared to do that. God prepared her for that. God also made sure that where was Elijah living when the son died? At her house. God had already provided the prophet long before her son died. There's things that you have in your house that you don't even know you need them yet. And then something crazy is going to happen. You're going to, wait a minute. I have exactly what I'm looking for. Already there. God has a way to provide long before you need what is needed. You don't even know you need it. She needed Elijah not to feed her, but to raise her son from the dead.